Bump, set, spike. It's that simple, right? Prepare to be proved wrong as the nets have been hung and tightened, the balls have been inflated, and the hard work and preparation for Caribou County's 2016 version of high school volleyball is finally here. For the Cardinals, Grizzlies, and Cowgirls, the season last year was disappointing, with no team able to achieve the goal of a run to the state championship. But this season, each team has grown and will be looking to make the extra climb to reach the top, and KBRV 800 The Bear is going to be there every step of the way. Local volleyball is being brought to you on The Bear by
Monsanto, Hunsaker Ford, Silver Star Communications, and by MyLocalRadio.com.
Now, buckle your seatbelts and prepare to join one of the fastest sports in Idaho at the high school level as Soda Springs, Grace, and North Gem take to the court under the watchful eye of your voice for Caribou County, Caleb Bergraff. It's time for volleyball on your home for all things Caribou County, KBRV 800 The Bear, and online with live video streaming at MyLocalRadio.com.
And welcome once again out to the home of the Soda Springs Cardinals as they get prepared for their 4th district matchup of the year and their first one against the Aberdeen Lady Tigers. It is volleyball night at the Bird's Nest, the second to last home game of the year. And if you haven't seen these girls play yet, I encourage you, come on down and be a part of this crowd here tonight that is getting set to watch the Cardinals look to try and even their district record, sitting at 1-2 right now and going against a team in the Aberdeen Tigers that is looking to find their rhythm once again, that has lost 4 straight district matches coming into this game as they will look to try and bounce back in their own right. A pair of teams that are still trying to figure out who they are and are still trying to figure out what they want to do on the season if they want to come away with a trip to the state tournament coming up later on next month. As the month of September is wrapping up, teams starting to decide who they are and where they're going to be. We'll be back with more as the Cardinals get set to take on the Aberdeen Tigers in District 5 play on KBRV 800 The Bear with live streaming video online at MyLocalRadio.com.
This presentation of Caribou County Sports is being brought to you by Arctic Circle. After the game, be sure to grab dessert at Arctic Circle, where they have above-the-rim shakes and malts, as well as the best soft serve cones in town.
If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for.
Imagine a mining company that respects the quality of the environment and health of natural ecosystems. At Monsanto, we don't begin mining unless we can ensure every safeguard is in place to respect the environment. And if they're not, then we don't mine. Simple as that. That's why we take steps before, during, and after mining to reach our goal of leaving the land even better than we found it. Monsanto. Imagine.
Here's a look at some of your Lalaton's food specials for the week of September 22nd through the 28th. And we start off in the meat department, where you can grab 85% lean, 15% fat ground beef for $2.99 a pound. They also have sirloin chops for $1.49 a pound. If you're looking for eggs for breakfast or for any meal, Western Family 5 dozen packs of large AA eggs, $4.49. Over in the produce department, small Honeycrisp apples are $1.88 a pound. Those are just some of your Lalaton's food specials in Soda Springs.
Welcome back out once again to the home of the Soda Springs Cardinals as they prepare for their matchup with the Aberdeen Tigers. The second time these two have actually matched up against each other on the season. The Aberdeen Tigers and Cardinals faced off at the South Fremont Icebreaker Tournament, a matchup which the Aberdeen Tigers were able to take both sets of, but that was only sets to 16. That was also when the Cardinals were only playing with 7 players on their varsity. They've extended their team just a little bit coming into this match as they have called up a couple of freshmen that were not on that match. Plus, Taylor Myers and Brian Skinner are back and ready to play for this team as well, as they were not eligible for that Icebreaker tournament at that point in time. So a lot of differences coming into this match. We'll talk more about those, but first we got to get into our standout student, as we were able to sit down and talk with senior Casey Anderson, who is a transfer to Soda Springs High School, and we talked with her about how she's been fitting in and what exactly she has been seeing in the student body.
Caleb Burgraff joined here with Casey Anderson from Soda Springs High School, and you're one of the seniors at the school this year. First of all, what's it like to be at the senior year finally after so many years of school?
Well, this is my first year here at Soda Springs, and it's a lot different than my last school, but I can finally say I'm a senior. It's my last year.
What's it been like adjusting to a new school, especially when it's the last year you're going to be there?
Well, I was at a 5A school, so it was a lot of stress, but I feel like it's less stressful at a 2A, but it's really good.
What about classes that you're taking? What kind of classes have you been getting yourself into so far this year?
Actually, 5 of my 7 classes that I'm taking are college credit, so getting on college track.
What subjects specifically are in those college credit classes? What are you working towards?
Well, I want to go into nursing, but it's kind of like just getting my generals right now. I'll figure it out. But yeah, nursing is something I want to go into.
When you think about classes that you enjoy and subjects that you enjoy, what's your favorite subject to take? If you had to walk into a classroom or walk into a building and spend a day there, what would you read about or what would you learn about?
Probably math or science, only because I'm good at them.
Those are always interesting subjects to take, but when you talk about getting into nursing, science really makes a lot of sense. I know you haven't been here long, but who are some of the teachers that you've really enjoyed taking classes with so far here?
Probably Mr. McMurray, just because I can be myself in that class, and he helps me adjust to like the new learning and stuff easily.
When you think about good teachers and good teaching environments, are there any things that really draw you to those, or any things that you really look for from a teacher?
I kind of like when they're obnoxious and like they like take my crap, because I do give crap to teachers, but just like the fun and outgoing teachers.
Looking at other things going on, are you doing any extracurricular stuff, athletics, or are you doing anything as far as clubs or groups?
I actually play basketball, so yes, I'll be trying out for basketball this year.
Talk a little bit about now what's next for you. You said you want to get into nursing. What drew you to the nursing field?
Well, I did a CNA course in Utah, and so that really got me drawn to kind of excelling in that. But I want to go to ISU and do their nursing program. So,
when you think about ISU, what made them stand out above other colleges? Because when you have it picked out, is it just close to where you are, or is it just something about their programs?
It's a distance thing, kind of, but if I work at the hospital here in Soda Springs, they'll pay for my schooling. So that's kind of what drawn me to ISU.
We'll wrap it up with just one more question. That's, you haven't been here a long time, but when you think about Soda Springs High School, what makes this a fun place to come into? What makes this an enjoyable place to go to school?
Everyone knows everyone, so you just kind of know everything, and I don't know, the people here are really cool and nice, and it's easy to adapt.
Casey, I appreciate you taking the time to talk with us, and good luck as you finish out your senior year.
Thank you.
That was senior Casey Anderson of the class of 2017, a brand new transfer. We'll be looking forward to watching her on the basketball court as that season approaches. We'll be starting up in November. We'll have a schedule coming out for that soon. As soon as we get one from the Cardinals, we can start putting that together, which will be any day now. As far as what's coming up here, we have a great matchup between the Aberdeen Tigers and the Soda Springs Cardinals on the way as we prepare for a 4th District 5 matchup between the Cardinals and the Aberdeen Tigers on your home for Cardinal Athletics and Caribou County Athletics as a whole. KBRV 800 The Bear with live streaming video and audio online at mylocalradio.com.
This broadcast of high school sports is being made possible by the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho, serving Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming.
In the aftermath of a disaster, victims want to get their lives back in order as soon as possible. But if your home has been damaged, the last thing you want is someone taking advantage of you. Contractors who show up right after a storm may be fraudsters, out to make a quick buck off of your insurance claim. They'll promise anything as long as they can get you to sign a contract and hand over a payment. Know who you're dealing with, and remember, if you didn't request it, reject it. To report fraud, call us at 1-800-TEL-NICB, a public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
It's so pretty here.
Katie's away at college,
There's the library.
but she can still be close to her mom back home. Travis is working on a big report. High-speed internet puts a world of information at his fingertips. Silver Star Communications provides connections that help students learn and keep families close, even when they're miles apart. Get your family in touch and informed with high-speed internet from Silver Star Communications. Call today or visit silverstar.com.
Check out my new time machine.
Does it work?
Hit the button.
Hey, it's Napoleon.
Oui. Check out the future.
Hey, you have a nice house. Why don't I?
You didn't save any money, buddy.
If only there was a way I could go back in time and fix that.
Yeah.
Save something for the future. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1,000,000. For free ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Welcome back out to the home of the Soda Springs Cardinals as they prepare for a matchup with the Aberdeen Lady Tigers. And that will be a big one for both of these two teams. For Aberdeen, they're hoping to avoid that 4-5 spot in the district tournament at this point in time, especially that 5 seed, which would go against the number 1 team in the district. The 4 seed would take on the number 3 seed. Everybody's really vying for that number 2 spot unless you are that number 1 seed. And right now, that 2 spots bye is looking very, very promising for any team that looks to get into that port of the matchup. We have more coming up here on the pregame show, including an interview with Melanie Banks, as she joined us before the match to talk about the struggles her team's been going through right now in the early season. They have not necessarily been to their best quality on the year, although things are starting to look like they're turning around according to what she was saying. She joins us now on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Kayla Burgraff joined here on the pregame show with Melanie Beck from the Aberdeen Lady Tigers. And Coach, the season for you guys so far, it's really been up and down. You started out a little bit rough. You had a really good patch there in the middle of the year. But then in district play, things have started to crumble just a little bit for your girls as far as record-wise. What have been your thoughts on the way that the last couple of weeks have played out for your team when you've seen the potential that they've had?
Well, Malad's always tough, and Malad does something when they walk in their gym because they've been state champions, but I feel like we played really tough against them. And our last game, we were in the game until we got to 20, and then we just made more mistakes than they made. And our goal is to get them. We want to get them now in the district play. Bear Lake, I've never seen my girls play more poor, and we're just not speaking of that game ever again. And then Westside, tight game. They had great hitters that night, and we're excited to see them again next week. So can't excuse anything because we should have had our heads more in the game, but I feel like we're playing and our heads are going to stay in the game, and we're ready to do something different besides lose by 2 points after 5 games.
You guys have seen everybody in the district except for Soda Springs, and I think it's fair to ask you this question now. Is this the most competitive you've seen the district this year, or in your years of coaching? Because this year, there really hasn't necessarily been a front runner that has just run away from everybody because everybody's lost a set at some point in time.
To me, I think Malad's still the big name to beat. Sorry, they are. It's thrilling that they're losing a set just because that means they are beatable, and I'm excited for that. I believe we are tough and at a district level, and to get any of them, like, it seems like teams that have beat teams, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens with everybody's records when we start district play. It's a bummer to me that the 4th and 5th place team going in is a single elimination, so that's the spot that in this next 2 weeks we've got to get out of, and that's our goal.
Talking about your team now, you guys coming into the season, because you were senior loaded, were one of the favorites coming into this year. Who are some of those girls that you've really had good seasons from so far?
You know, I'm going to say all of my girls. I don't even know if I can pick any out. We have demanded more in our gym, and they've got a different mentality this year. Being a senior sometimes it's different. They can see the writing on the wall that this is it. If they don't get better, this is their last chance. And so the only thing that we have noticed now is what we've been doing is not good enough. And so we're going to up our level of play. We're trying to get a better serve receive. We're trying to make less mistakes on our attacks and also on our serves. And we tried to get more aggressive in that area. And we've really hammered that into our girls in the last week or two at practice. And so hopefully you'll see it tonight.
Tonight, it's going to be a big match. The second to last home game for the Cardinals, so they're going to be coming out there. You know they're going to be playing for it. But the bigger thing is last year, these were incredibly close matches throughout the season, as it went 5 sets twice, 4 sets once. Does that bring anything extra, and what do you expect from Soda tonight, knowing that it was so close last year?
Well, we can't look past Soda at all. Shawnee's a fantastic coach, and she's done wonders with these girls. And we did see Soda at South Fremont tournament, and I think we played pretty well against each other. And so I'm expecting big things out of my girls tonight, but the thing that we're not going to do is underestimate anything. We have to play this we want to play them like we're playing Malad.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you taking the time to talk. I'm expecting a fantastic match tonight, and good luck to you and your Lady Tigers.
Good luck to you as well. Thanks.
That was Coach Melanie Beck. Thank you once again to her for joining us here on the pregame show. As far as what the Aberdeen Tigers have seen so far, they've been swept by Malad twice so far on the year, as they were down 3-0 both times. The first time at Aberdeen, the second time at Malad. They went 5 sets with Westside falling in that one in a tight match, as you heard, going 5 sets and losing by 2. And then they fell to Bear Lake in 4 sets, 3-1. And talking with Coach Beck, she said that the same thing that happened against the Soda Springs Cardinals. And the Bear Lake Bears kind of happened in that same match where Bear Lake really got a lot of extra hustle plays that fell in the right place for them. We have about 4.5 minutes. It's good enough time for us to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to sit down and talk with Taylor Myers, one of the juniors on the Soda Springs Cardinals, on KBRV and Under the Bear, and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Crop Production Services of Bancroft. Call 208-648-7891 to learn how to get the best production out of your crops.
Whether it's warm outside and you need an air conditioning system, or cold outside and you need a new natural gas furnace, Reed's Plumbing and Heating has what you need to keep your family comfortable, and there's never been a better time to convert to natural gas. With great service and expertise, Reed's is your all-weather friend in southeastern Idaho. Call us today, 208-547-4466, and we'll get right to work making your home comfortable and cozy. That's Reed's Plumbing and Heating at 208-547-4466. Natural gas, it's worth asking for.
Hi, I'm Todd Hunziker. Most dealers focus on the experience you have just a few moments that you're in their store. At Hunziker Ford, we want to keep you happy forever, and to prove it, we offer warranty forever at no cost to you. So here's the deal. All you have to do is follow the maintenance schedule on virtually anything you buy from us, and the expensive powertrain components are covered forever. That's Todd Hunziker Ford, just east of Lava Hot Springs on Highway 30. It's just that simple.
Get it to go at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace, Idaho. From pizza to potato wedges, from burritos to the jalapeno flavored corn dogs, from candy, clothing, car accessories, and fountain drinks, convenience is fun. And Patterson Quick Stop and Patterson Easy Way help to fill your needs conveniently. They have something for everyone: food, fuel, and fun at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace. Right here, right now.
Caleb Burgraff joined here with libero for the Soda Springs Cardinals, Taylor Myers. And Taylor, the season for the Cardinals this year, definitely a step up from where you guys were last year, but still some ground to improve on. What have been your thoughts on the way that the team's been coming together, especially with a good core of seniors and a good core of young players as well?
I think it's been pretty good of how the coaches have put our team together, and I think it has helped us from last year to this year.
When you think about the senior class as well, how much does it help to have that many upperclassmen with that much experience helping out, and also you being an upperclassman this year to help out some of the younger kids on the team?
I think the upperclassmen help a lot to kind of guide the younger players to play the game, even though maybe some of us don't have as much experience as maybe some of the younger girls. But I think that we can still help each other out. Looking at last week, Westside, and then you guys played Bear Lake all in homecoming week. Westside was a big win for you guys, though, a team that you weren't able to take a set from last year. You end up winning it in 4 sets. What was the emotional ride during that match like, and after that match when you guys came away with that win? I think that was pretty good because, like you said, last year we didn't beat them, but this year we beat them, and I think that helped us out a lot. Then you guys go and play Bear Lake. A good start to that match, playing without Katie Sims, but then things started to fall apart there towards the end, partially due to some errors. Also, Bear Lake's defense stiffened up there towards the back half. Was it nice to be challenged by them and kind of a wake-up call to realize there's still room to grow? Yeah, I think that when we played Bear Lake, we were doing good, and then I think we kind of just fell apart at the end, and the student sections really helped out a lot, and that was pretty crazy. But I do think that we can pull through and win against Bear Lake. Talking about that environment, what was it like in that environment as a player? That's something you guys have never gotten to experience before, really. What were your thoughts on what that brought to the match? I think that both the Soda and Bear Lake crowds helped get us pumped up a lot, and I think it gets our intensity up a lot too, and I think that helps improve our game a lot too. Couple more questions for you, Taylor. The first one is looking at this week. Another good tough test. Aberdeen, a team that's really underperformed this year, is 0-4 in district play. And then Maladigan, a team where you guys were able to challenge them. How important is it to come away with at least one win this week and hopefully 2? I think it's really important to come away with 1, maybe 2 wins this week, because they're in our district. And even if we only get maybe 1 win this week, it'll help with our momentum for the next games that we have against them. We'll wrap it all up with this.
What's the biggest piece that this team still needs to improve on when you just look at the overall scheme and the fundamental side of the game?
Something that the coaches focus on a lot is our serves, and we do a lot of those at practice, and that definitely helps out with our games.
Keeping momentum up with those serves is always big. Taylor, thank you so much for the time, and good luck as you guys continue to prepare for this week, and hopefully we'll be talking about a couple of Cardinal victories.
Thank you.
The national anthem is coming up next, and after that we will have starting lineups coming your way as well as we prepare for this matchup between the Soda Springs Cardinals and the Aberdeen Tigers here from the Bird Nests at Soda Springs High School. Up next, as I said, the starting lineups, which will be brought to you by Mountain View Dental, will be brought your way. At Mountain View Dental, they provide general and cosmetic dentistry for the whole family. Good luck to the Cardinals from Dr. Walker and his staff. We'll take a break. When we come back, we will have the opening of this match between the Cardinals and the Tigers on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by State Farm Insurance of Montpelier, Idaho. State Farm is here to help life go right. Call Scott at 208-847-0141 for personal service.
When you're 15 and pregnant, all the stuff just goes through your mind. You're his mom. You're supposed to be the one taking care of him and raising him, but you can't do it without support. I wanted to give him a better life. When I found out I was pregnant, I don't know, just a light hit me in my heart, just saying adoption.
For more information, go to ichooseadoption.org.
I'm Miranda and I chose adoption.
Okay, forest animals, kids are coming to the forest and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow, have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. River, how's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man.
I love it. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. Okay. Squirrel.
The forest has been preparing just for you. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Oh, hi. Right now, I'm getting a remarkably heartfelt bear hug from Smokey Bear. Thanks, big guy. Now, if you could let me down. See, I made sure there were no low-hanging branches when I set up my campfire. And before we left, I drowned out my campfire, stirred it, drowned it out again, then made sure it was cold. Visit SmokeyBear.com to learn tips to prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back out to the home of the Soda Springs Cardinals as they continue to prepare for a matchup with the Aberdeen Tigers and their home court. First time these two teams have met against each other. Let's jump right into our starting lineups, brought to you by Mountain View Dental, where they provide general and cosmetic dentistry for the whole family. Good luck to the Cardinals from Dr. Walker and his staff. As far as their starting lineups, we start off with the Aberdeen Tigers, who come into this 0-4 in District 5 play. They're going to be led off by senior number 1 Bailey Wallen, who is their number 1 setter on the team. Senior number 2 is Shelby Anderson. Number 4 is a junior Destiny Ponce. Number 6 is senior Isabel Beck. Number 7 is senior McKenna Schritter. Number 8 is Zoe Barrand, and she is a senior as well. The libero will be number 12, Jasmine Barajas, with Grace Valeriano, Kavahi Beck, and Julissa Gonzalez. I apologize for that name struggles on the bench for the Aberdeen Tigers, but really don't expect those three sophomores to get much playing time, according to Coach Melanie Beck. On the other side, for the Soda Springs Cardinals, they're led off by number 1, Katie Franson, the senior, in the middle position. Number 7 is Reagan Yamauchi. She will be the main setter for the Cardinals. Number 12 is Cedar Hopkins. Number 13 is Katie Sims. 15 is Haley Ledbetter. Number 16 is Lexi Patterson. And number 21 is Taylor Myers, the libero for the Soda Springs Cardinals. A couple of mix-ups in the rotation for the Cardinals for tonight. We'll get to those as we see them and point them out. Cardinals will be receiving the opening serve, which is brought to you by Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier. At Bear Lake Drug, they are the small-town pharmacy that gives you world-class service. Opening things up, it's Wallen with the serve. Line drive, high serve above the net. Reagan sets this one middle for Hopkins. It goes back line and is going to find the back row and the hardwood in front of Wallen. she's able to pop it up into the air, and that Schritter that she's able to actually take down. And the Soda Springs Cardinals start off the perfect way. 1-0 they lead on the first attack of the match. Haley Ledbetter goes back to serve as this one is going to be dug off the rafters. Joust at the top of the net, and Lexi Patterson comes up with the kill. Soda Springs already coming out a little bit fired out and fired up. A little bit crazy to hear how quiet this gym is, especially after the last match the Cardinals had against Bear Lake, as Ledbetter serves one across. That's going to ricochet off of the chest of Zoe Barron, and Haley Ledbetter gets an ace. And the Soda Springs Cardinals already up 3-0 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Haley Ledbetter will once again serve left to right, and this one's going to be lined short. Dug up by Barajas. The libero gets it to Wallen. Clean pass, and the tip over the net is going to be dug up by Yamauchi. Cedar Hopkins bumps set, and it's sent over by Katie Sims. And the Tigers will have a chance to play it. Wallen sets this one backwards, and it's going to be Anderson free-balling one across. Tipped at the net and jousted for one over, this time by Destiny Ponce. And she gets the first kill for the Aberdeen Tigers, 3-1. And the Soda Springs Cardinals give the serve back. Moving to the back row is going to be Isabel Beck for the Lady Tigers. She'll take a step towards the line from the middle of the court. Sims, bad pass into the back row. Ledbetter there, and a free ball from Cedar Hopkins will make its way to the right side of the Tigers' court. It'll be Wallen to the near side. Comes up, Schritter tipped at the net. Good block by the Cardinals. And Patterson and Myers collide, going for the set. Nobody backed off, both of them calling for it. And the smaller Myers falling underneath the larger Patterson. The error, unfortunately, goes to the Cardinals, and Soda Springs goes to a 3-2 lead on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Still up as this serve comes over and across. Isabel Beck gives it back over to the Cardinals with the first service error by the Lady Tigers. As checking out of the match will be Cedar Hopkins. Into the match, it'll be Kaylin Lewis to serve. 4-2, the Cardinals lead early on in set number 1 here on their home court against the Aberdeen Tigers, a team that they had many troubles with last year. Line drive serve off Barajas, then off of the rafters, and it's a tough play for Schritter. She can't get underneath it, and Kaylin Lewis comes up with the ace. 2 aces for the Soda Springs Cardinals. The assist going to the light panel in the rafters. 5-2, and Kaylin Lewis will prepare to serve once again. No errors yet for the Cardinals on the score except for the running into each other error. Ball will be bumped up into the air, popped into the net, and unable to play this one over is Bailey Wallen. That's her first error, and the Soda Springs Cardinals build the lead up to 4. 6-2, already a strong start for Soda Springs. Best start that they've had in the match in district play yet, as it'll be another serve over and another misplayed ball scrambling forward to the Tigers, and they'll send one over but well off of the back line. Destiny Ponce could not keep this one in, but all of that gets attributed back to the serve by Kaylin Lewis, which was misplayed in the back row. I believe unable to get it was Zoe Barron. It'll be Lewis once more to serve. She'll line one back row. Another poor play. That's over the net to the Cardinals side. Yamauchi sets this one far side for Sims. Blocked at the net, but off the antenna. And Katie Sims gets a kill. Another assist for Reagan Yamauchi for her second. Soda Springs up by 6, 8-2 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. A good run so far by the Cardinals, as it'll be up to Lewis to serve once again. Third straight serve, short, dug up towards the net. It'll be set by Wallen to the near side. Schritter blocked at the net, but down on the Cardinals side. Good play by McKenna Schritter to get down on the ball enough to get it trapped between the block and the net. And Soda Springs gives the ball back over to the Lady Tigers, but with a 5-point edge, 8-3 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. High serve from Wallen this time. It'll be passed to the middle. Yamauchi sets up Ledbetter for a back row kill attempt. Dug towards the front. Wallen sets this one for Schritter again. Back row tip inside the lines. McKenna Schritter, who was the main attacker for the Tigers last year in these matches, struggled a little bit earlier on this year, but has found a rhythm apparently as she comes out and gets the first 2 kills for the Aberdeen Tigers off of assists. 8-4, lead still in favor of the Cardinals. Ball set by Yamauchi to the middle. Another back row attempt from Ledbetter, dug towards the Cardinal side and popped back down by Lexi Patterson. Takes advantage of the dig to the net and is able to drop one short inside of the half-court rings on the basketball court painting. 9-4, Soda Springs up by 5 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard as Patterson sends a soft serve over. It'll be played to the near side as McKenna Schritter tries to hit one down, dug up by Ledbetter. Yamauchi to the middle. Katie Franson tries the back line but goes a little bit too far. Can't quite drop it down. Katie picks up her first hitting error. Patterson will check out. as one of the new call-ups to the Cardinals, Cooper Evans, will check in as the young freshman gets herself onto the court for her second chance at varsity play. 9-5, the lead still 4 for the Cardinals as it served to the near side, outside of the lines. Shelby Anderson picks up the service error there. That's the second one for the Lady Tigers. Soda Springs doubling up Aberdeen 10-5 through the first set. Early going, 15 points in as Katie Sims moves back to serve. Line drive serve, dug up on the far side. Wallen passes it middle, but she's going to catch that one on a lift. And Bailey Wallen picks up her second error of the match so far. 5 total errors by the Aberdeen Tigers, not a clean start. As Katie Sims goes back to serve once again. Runs up, lines one back row, dug towards the net, tipped over by Ledbetter. She can't find the hardwood, but another lift is going to be called. This one goes on Shelby Anderson. They actually call it a double hit. And Soda Springs just forcing the Tigers into some errors right now as it's 12-5, a 7-point edge. And Sims runs up, lines one off the cords, and it drops down. Rather be lucky than good sometimes, and the Cardinals get lucky on that one, and they lead by 8 as a timeout will be taken by the Lady Tigers. 13-5, Soda Springs on top in set number 1 after a fantastic start. It's been the offense, but also taking advantage of mistakes made by the Aberdeen Tigers that have helped Soda Springs out. This first set being brought to you by Sanders Furniture. Come to Sanders Furniture and Appliance, where they're continuing their Labor Day sale, offering rebates galore on Lazy Boy recliners all the rest of this month. Sanders Furniture and Appliance is dedicated to making your house a home. 13-5, the Cardinals lead here early on. As I said, a lot of it has just been putting the ball over onto the Aberdeen Tigers side, as they have been making mistakes so far that have helped the Cardinals out. 4 hitting errors as well as 2 service errors have given the Cardinals 6 of their 13 points. The Cardinals have gotten 3 aces as well as 4 kills to help themselves along as well. So playing very well on their side. It'll be back to Katie Sims to serve as the two teams rock back onto the court. Aberdeen wearing the white road uniforms, 4 in the back line as Sims will run herself forward and sends one over. Back line, dug towards the net too far. Yamauchi misplays it as she and Kaylin Lewis had a little bit of a confusion on who was going for the ball, and Shelby Anderson gets a rather unconventional kill for her first. 13-6, the ball back over to the Aberdeen Tigers, and into the back row goes McKenna Schritter to serve. Line drive, back row. Ledbetter gets a good pass up to Yamauchi. She'll set this one far side. Letty tips one over the net. Sliding to save it is Isabel Beck as Wallen sets this one up, and a free ball comes across to the Cardinal side. Yamauchi sets one again for Ledbetter. Cross-court kill! They're going to say into the net on the point, though, as unfortunately it will not be a kill for Ledbetter. It will be a net violation instead. The Cardinals do get the point. They lead 14-6. Cedar Hopkins back into the front row as Kaylin Lewis takes a seat on the Cardinals bench. Yamauchi to serve, line drive over the net. Dug up into the middle of the back row. Wallen sets this one up, and it'll be Schritter to free one across. Played into the middle of the court for the Cardinals now. Near side, it's Cedar Hopkins going back line. Tries to drop a topspin shot, but dug out by Schritter to the net. Beck tips one into the courts herself. Can't get it over, and the error cost the Lady Tigers once again. They're down by 9. 15-6 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. And again, the struggles continue for Melanie Beck's squad as the ball served over by Reagan Yamauchi for her first attempt. Ball bumped up in the back row. Wallen sets up Beck. Dug towards the net by Cooper Evans. Played to the far side. Is Ledbetter stuffed at the net. And that is Zoe Barron coming up with the block, denying the Cardinals at the net with a stuff block that went 10 feet into the back row. 15-7, the Cardinals still up by 8, but maybe some momentum as it'll be a serve over and across, dug over into the referee stand on the far side by Ledbetter. An ace given to Zoe Barron now, continuing the roll. It's 15-8 now, down to a 7-point edge for the Cardinals as the Tigers look to claw their way back in. Ball dug up by Ledbetter now in the serve in the back row, set to the far side. Cedar Hopkins tries to go cross-court off the Raptors, helps the Tigers out, and a free ball comes back across from Ponce. It'll be Yamauchi to Hopkins, setting it middle for Sims, who's stuffed at the net this time. Destiny Ponce gets up and blocks the shot. That's 3 straight points for the Lady Tigers, 15-9, and a third straight serve coming up now for Barron, who sends one high and short. Ledbetter passes one middle of the back row, set up to Sims. She'll try and send a soft shot back line. Dug into the air, set to Wallen. She'll come near side. Beck goes back line through the Cardinals defense. Isabel Beck gets her first kill. Bailey Wallen gets her third assist. and it's 15-10. The Tigers reaching double digits and putting 4 straight points up onto the board. It moves back now, and Barron will serve once again. Line serve. Ledbetter digs it too far over the net. Popped back row, but too strong by Isabel Beck. Right idea for Beck. Poor execution. As Cooper Evans will check out back onto the bench, Lexi Patterson will move back out onto the court for the Cardinals. And it'll be up to Katie Franson to serve, but she lines one into the net. First service error for the Cardinals. Just couldn't get it quite high enough, and it's 16-11. The Tigers remain within 5. That sends Wallen back to serve. Second chance for her for a service run. High serve, short serve. Sims takes this one into the net. Saved by Yamauchi, and Cedar Hopkins tips one left side. It'll be Paul's bump, sets this one for Anderson. Soft tip, dug over the net. Yamauchi sets one into the middle for Ledbetter, who goes back line. Saved by Schritter. Played into the middle by Barron, and a free ball from Wallen. We'll put it to Yamauchi. Cedar Hopkins sets it back row for Sims. She goes back line herself off of the rafters, but played well, and another free ball from the Tigers. Good rally here for both teams. Yamauchi bump sets one to the far side. Ledbetter again, free ball to the back row. Schritter gets it to Wallen. To the near side comes Isabel Beck, stuffed at the net herself as Lexi Patterson and Cedar Hopkins combine for the block at the net. The two of them threw that one to the back line of the Tigers, and it's 17-11. Soda Springs back up by 6, and Letty moves back to serve. She'll line one into the net herself. Soda Springs starting to have some of those errors come back on their own side of the court, and it's a 5-point match once again. Cardinals still up comfortably as Isabel Beck moves back to serve. To the back line she goes. Line drive serve, dug towards the ceiling, kisses the rafters before being played by Sims over. Right there is Schritter towards the net. Bumping one back row, Wallen. Schritter tries a back row kill attempt, but Sims there to play it. Yamauchi gets it to Katie again. Stuffed at the net. Cedar Hopkins plays it to Sims, who sets up Patterson for a short dump. And they're going to call a lift on Lexi Patterson as she could not get it hard enough and ends up softly tossing one over the net. 17-13. Cardinals see the lead trimmed down to 4 now, and it moves back to serve once again. Isabel lines one back row. Sims to Hopkins. Back row attempt coming from Ledbetter. She'll go back line, dug up into the air by Isabel Beck. Played by Wanda to the near side. McKenna Schritter tries a back line play, but Ledbetter there to dig it out. It'll be Myers, to try and plop one back row. Played by Wallen once again. Blocked at the net, though, is McKenna Schritter. Beck frees one across on a great scramble. Sims gets it to Yamauchi once again to the near side. Cedar Hopkins back line, but well off of the back line as that climbs up the back row bleachers. Cedar Hopkins picks up her first error, and a timeout's going to be taken by the Soda Springs Cardinals as they've seen what was a 9-point edge trimmed to 3, 17-14. And you can't blame the Cardinals for all of that, as a lot of that has come from the better play coming from the Aberdeen Tigers. As they have reduced the amount of errors, they've seen a couple of kills start to creep onto their record as well. And I think it all goes back to a couple of momentum blocks at the net, as Destiny Ponce and Zoe Barron were both able to deny a couple of Cardinal kills, and that got some momentum back over on to the Lady Tigers side. We'll see if the Cardinals can adjust and get things back onto their own side of the court. This first set, by the way, we'll remind you, is being brought to you by Sanders Furniture and Appliance, where right now they are continuing their Labor Day sale. They're offering rebates galore on Lazy Boy recliners for the rest of this month. Not much more time left to get there, though. Be sure to swing by Sanders Furniture and Appliance in order to make your house a home. Cardinals will come back out onto the court, 4 in the back row to prepare to defend the serve of Isabel Beck in the back line. Right to left, she'll get set to send it, wearing the long sleeve white and black uniforms. Hair up in a braid and ponytail, I should say, as this serve comes just off of the back line. Very, very tight to the line, but I think the line judge got it correct, and Isabel Beck sees it go as an error, her second service error. And 18-14, the Cardinals cling to a 4-point edge. Moving back now, Kaylin Lewis, she checks back into the match. She lines a serve into the net. Killing momentum for the Cardinals right now are these service errors. They've had 3 straight, and it's 18-15. And back to serve is Destiny Ponce. She'll toss one up, sends one short. Patterson getting this one to Yamauchi. Set up back row attempt for Sims, but she flies one long. Katie Sims gets her first hitting error. Cardinals see it back to a 2-point match now, 18-16. And Destiny Ponce will again get prepared to serve from the middle of the court. High serve and short. Sims to Yamauchi. She'll set up Patterson. She drops one hard, but dug out by Wallen. Paul sets it to the net, and Schroeder will free one across. Ledbetter to Yamauchi. Sets this one into the back row. Myers tries to fly one back line. Right there's Beck, though. Wallen sets it near side as coming up is Schroeder going cross court off Taylor Myers. McKenna Schroeder with her third kill. Still no errors for her. Destiny Ponce gets her first assist, and it's 18-17. Another serve from Ponce. It's dug up by Sims towards the net. Yamauchi sets this one middle. Sims mishits one, and Ponce is there to dig it out. Wallen sets it to the middle, and Beck will free one across where Patterson plays it to Yamauchi. Good pass as Yamauchi sets up. Lexi blocked at the net, tipped over the net, and hit to the back corner, and dropping it down is Shelby Anderson, as that will knot things up at 18 apiece. The Aberdeen Tigers coming back from 9 down at 15-6. They've outscored the Cardinals 12-3 in the last 15 points. Ponce once again to serve. High serve back row. Sims gets it to Yamauchi, sets it back row for Ledbetter. She goes cross court on the line. Letty says enough of this. Comes out of her hole and powers one down onto the corner. And the Cardinals will get themselves back into the lead. 19-18 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Lexi Patterson moves to the back row herself. She'll stand middle to serve. The senior leader on this team sends one up and short. Dug up by Ponce. Wallen sets this one to the middle. Played by Barron to the back row. Yamauchi sets it for Sims. Blocked at the net. Through the block, though. Katie Sims able to get enough power onto the back of it to get it through the combined efforts of Barron and Anderson on the far side of the court. And the Cardinals lead 20-18 in set number 1. Patterson again to serve. Short serve. Ponce has to slide to put this one in the air. Wallen sets up Beck, who frees one across and drops one short. It barely cleared the cords and was somehow able to find Hardwood in front of Katie Sims. And coming up with the kill is Isabel Beck for her second. 20-19. Moves Jasmine Barajas back to serve. The double braid ponytails. And she'll line one back row. Played by Cooper Evans. To Yamauchi. Over to the far side. Franson tries to fly one back line. A diving try by Isabel Beck. Flies off Barajas. And Katie Franson with a smart tip to the back line comes up with her first kill of the match. 21-19, the Cardinals back up by 2, trying to hold off the Tigers and finish off this win. It'll be over to Katie Sims to serve. The sophomore lines one across. Barajas, poor pass, punched into the far side bleachers, and that's going to unfortunately be an error on Isabel Beck, although I think you can trigger that one onto the poor pass defense coming on the serve receive by Barajas. 22-19, the Cardinals up by 3 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. We'll remind you, keep it tuned after all this is over for our post-game show where we'll give you your block of the game, which is brought to you by Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier. They have all of your prescription needs. While you're there, visit our gift shop for the perfect surprise for that special someone. That's Bear Lake Drug, the small-town pharmacy that gives you world-class service. Soda Springs right now finding a little bit more of that rhythm, reducing the amount of errors they're making, and again forcing them to go over to the Aberdeen Tigers side. And that's the biggest thing, is whoever can make the fewest errors is going to have the advantage. So far, the Cardinals 5 hitting errors. The Aberdeen Tigers have 7, and the difference on the scoreboard is evident, 22-19. Cardinals and the Tigers are all even when it comes to service errors and the net violation on the Tigers. So really those 3 extra errors by the Tigers costing them. 22-19 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard, and Katie Sims to serve again. Sends one high in back row. Played by Beck, kisses the ceiling. Wallen sends one towards the net, tipped by Schroeder back row. Sims gets there. Franson bumps one up for Ledbetter for a cross-court attempt, softly bumped up by Ponce. It'll be a back row set, and Schroeder frees one back row once again. Sims to Yamauchi. Sets it for Ledbetter. She'll try back line, but well off of the back line. Haley picks up the air, and the Aberdeen Tigers get back within 2. It's 22-20, and McKenna Schroeder will earn herself the serve. Cardinals right now are okay with trading points, though. McKenna Schroeder to line one across. Sims into the air. Yamauchi has to cover a lot of ground, and then it'll be Cooper Evans to free one across. Played off the ceiling. Wallen sets one high into the air. Near side, Isabel Beck, but right at Katie Sims. Yamauchi sets up Kaylin Lewis. Back row attempt. Pushed up into the air by Schroeder. Coming over to the near side, Isabel Beck again picks on Sims. She's up to the task. Tipped across the net by Yamauchi before Wallen tries to return the favor. Back line. Sims gets it to Yamauchi to Ledbetter, tipped into the net, and Ledbetter can't get it over, and it's denied at the net. Letty gets her second error of the match 22-21, back to a 1-point edge. McKenna Schritter moves back to serve, and she'll line one back row. Cooper Evans passes it near side. Yamauchi has to get outside the red lines, but sets up Sims for a back row attempt. Barajas gets it to Wallen. Tigers with an opportunity. They'll send a fly ball. Back row was going out. Sims keeps it alive. It'll be Lewis to Ledbetter. Soft shot popped up in the back row. Wallen sets it near side. Beck, who powers one into the net. Isabel Beck not having a very good first set. 4 errors, 2 kills. 23-21, the Cardinals creeping up on a set 1 victory over the Tigers as Reagan Yamauchi will move to the back line to serve. She'll send one back row. Barajas gets it to Wallen, sets one towards the net. It'll be popped back row by Barrett. Kept alive by Sims, good pass to Yamauchi, and it'll be tipped over the net but misplayed by Cedar Hopkins as she picks up the air on a double hit, and it's 23-22. Soda Springs lead back down to 1. Barrett moves to the back row to serve. Hair starting to fly loose as the first set comes to an end. It'll be Yamauchi coming near side. Franson tipped at the net, popped up by Schritter. Played over the net by Ponce. It'll be back to Cooper Evans. Good pass to the middle of the court. Yamauchi sets it for Franson. She tries the backline attempt again. Dug up into the air. Wallen sets it middle. It'll be tipped over by Beck. Diving save and punched over the net by Cedar Hopkins. Wallen again to the near side. Comes up for Beck. Cross court. Letty gets this one in the air. Hopkins pops one down hard, but it's going to be played to the far side. Joust at the net, kept alive, and this time Barajas frees one across. Yamauchi sets up for Ledbetter. She goes cross court off of the rafters. Wallen bumps it into the air. Isabel Beck goes back row again, tipped at the net. Played to Yamauchi. Far side, and it's going to be Evans trying to drop one down. Another dig up by the Tigers, though. Good rally for both of these teams as a soft free ball played up by Yamauchi. Cedar Hopkins goes to Franson. Back row attempt. Barajas misplays it, and Katie Franson finally closes it out. What a rally by both teams there. Back and forth it went, but the Cardinals just showing a little bit extra. 24-22, it's set and points for the Cardinals. Franson to serve. Lines one back row. Played up into the air by Barron. Wallen sets it back row attempt from Schritter. She'll line one to Sims. Played to Yamauchi. Sets it middle of the court, and Ledbetter goes back line. Dug towards the net, and keeping it alive and freeing one across is Isabel Beck. Yamauchi another chance. This time it's going to be set for Sims. Collides with Patterson, but gets it over. Wallen comes to the near side. Isabel Beck goes back line inside of the line. Isabel Beck gets another assist from Bailey Wallen, who's got 5. 24-23, the Soda Springs Cardinals up by 1. Still set point, but you have to close it out here. Moving back to serve will be Wallen as she'll line one back row. Letty into the air, gets it to Yamauchi, sets it back row for Haley Ledbetter, who sends a fly ball back line. It'll be set by Wallen towards the net, and a back row attempt outside. No, in the lines by Isabel Beck. Thought it went long. The line judge says in. And the Soda Springs Cardinals watch Isabel Beck knot this up with her 4th kill. Another assist to Bailey Wallen. It's all tied up at 24 apiece in set number 1 with a timeout taken by the Soda Springs Cardinals as head coach Shawnee Thompson wants to talk things over and figure out what exactly her team needs to do if they want to come away with a win here in these final 2 points. You haven't played bad, but all of a sudden right now you're watching as the Aberdeen Tigers start to creep their way back into this match and into this set. Cardinals did have a 9-point lead at one point in time. Aberdeen came back, knotted it up, and has watched the Cardinals try to fend them off. Soda Springs gone on a couple of small runs, but has never been able to close the set out. It'll move back to Bailey Wallen to serve once again. She'll go to the right side of the court, serving right to left. Both teams out of timeouts. It's up to the players to decide this one now. Let's see. Whistle from the official. It'll be a soft serve back row. Ledbetter to Yamauchi. Sets up Patterson. Far side. Tips one soft onto the hardwood in front of Isabel Beck, who dives. Can't play it cleanly. And Lexi Patterson gets her 3rd kill on a 6th assist by Reagan Yamauchi. Cardinals a chance to close it out now as Haley Ledbetter moves to the back line. 25-24 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Cardinals up. High serve back row. Played just to kiss off the ceiling. Wallen sets it near side. It'll be tipped over by Anderson. Yamauchi sets it middle. Patterson back line, but right there is Schritter. Wallen again moves this one into the middle. Ponce flat-footed, sends it into the net, and Soda Springs survives. They take the first set 26-24 over the Aberdeen Tigers and will look to try and get a 2-set advantage coming up in set number 2. This first set has again been brought to you by Sanders Furniture in Soda Springs, making your house a home. Cardinals making this house their home once again after falling to Bear Lake. We'll be back after this with set number 2 on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by Crop Production Services of Bancroft. Call 208-648-7891 to learn how to get the best production out of your crops. Here's a look at some of your Lalaton's food specials for the week of September 22nd through the 28th. And we start off in the meat department where you can grab 85% lean, 15% fat ground beef for $2.99 a pound. They also have sirloin chops for $1.49 a pound. If you're looking for eggs for breakfast or for any meal, Western Family 5 dozen packs of large AA eggs, $4.49. Over in the produce department, small Honeycrisp apples are $1.88 a pound. Those are just some of your Lalaton's food specials in Soda Springs.
Imagine a mining company who nurtures butterflies. At Monsanto, we plant wildflower seeds on recently mined land. The flowers support a thriving butterfly population, which then feeds small birds, who are in turn hunted by eagles and hawks. By paying attention to nature's detail, Monsanto sustains a broader ecosystem. That's one reason why 6 federal and state agencies have honored us with their highest award for excellence in annual operations. Monsanto.
Here's a look at some of your Lalaton's food specials for the week of September 22nd through the 28th. And we start off in the meat department where you can grab 85% lean, 15% fat ground beef for $2.99 a pound. They also have sirloin chops for $1.49 a pound. If you're looking for eggs for breakfast or for any meal, Western Family 5 dozen packs of large AA eggs, $4.49. Over in the produce department, small Honeycrisp apples are $1.88 a pound. Those are just some of your Lalaton's food specials in Soda Springs.
Welcome back out to the home of the Soda Springs Cardinals. We apologize, we've lost our video feed. We're going to try and get that figured out and be back with set number 2 after this on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. Back out once again, Soda Springs trading points early on in set number 2, being brought to you by Bear Lake Drug. The opening serve of this set was also brought to you by Bear Lake Drug, by the way. Zoe Barron just earning herself her first kill as Wallen will send one across. 1-1 your score here in set number 2. Katie Sims goes cross court, popped up into the air. Barron gets it to Wallen. Far side that is Beck trying to drop one down. Ledbetter sets one up for Myers, tips one softly. Beck able to play it well. It'll be Wallen to Beck, tipped across the net once again as Yamauchi digs one too far. Jousted for, one over by Cedar Hopkins, but played well in the back row as Isabel Beck is going to free one across. Ledbetter gets it to Yamauchi, sending this one to Sims, tipped high into the air at the net as Beck gets it to Wallen once again into the middle. Paltz tips one high, blocked at the net by Patterson. Free to cross, Ledbetter to Yamauchi, back set for Cedar Hopkins, back line, high off the rafters. Wallen plays it well though, and Paltz again frees one across. Great rally once again. Cedar Hopkins sets it near side as Patterson goes back row, off of the ceiling once again, but the Tigers again scramble to get it across. Yamauchi to the near side, goes to Sims, stuffed at the net, where Myers passes it to Yamauchi again. Back sets one for Hopkins, she'll try and drop one short. Played over to Wallen once more. Far side coming up. Beck, she's stuffed at the net. Lexi Patterson with a pair of blocks at the net, but they could not drop it through. 2-1 the Cardinals lead. What a rally once again. Both of these two teams not letting anything drop to the floor, and the score will give Alexa Bartolome a chance to serve. She sets into the match and sends one up and over. Dug towards the net, free to cross by Wallen. Ledbetter tries to track it down on the far side corner, hits inside the red though, and Wallen comes up with her first kill on a free ball that I think took everybody on the Cardinals side by surprise. Once again, it is up to McKenna Schroeder to serve, Isabel Beck to serve. Apologize for the confusion there. Sends across, Sims gets it to Yamauchi. She'll set it at the net and tipped over and down by Katie Sims. Reagan gets her 7th assist. Katie Sims gets her 3rd kill of the match, and Soda Springs goes up by 1 as they lead 3-2 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. It'll be Lexi Patterson to serve once again. Line drive serve. Beck to Wallen. Towards the net, Polens frees one back line, but right there's Patterson. Played by Yamauchi to the near side. Sims goes back line, but outside of the lines. Katie Sims can't find the inside corner. She's still got 3 kills to her 2 errors, but the Aberdeen Tigers remain even 3-3 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard, and Destiny Polens moves back to serve. She'll send one up high over the courts. Sims to Yamauchi to the near side. Franson denied at the net. Cooper Evans there to play it into the air. Yamauchi sets it middle. It'll be a back row attempt coming from Ledbetter, but kept alive. Schroeder towards the net, played up and over, just missing the ceiling, and the Cardinals get another opportunity. Yamauchi sets up Franson, back line, but too strong. Katie Franson powered one through, but couldn't get it down, and Soda Springs will see the lead go back over to the Aberdeen Tigers, 4-3. As Polens sends one high and short. Cooper Evans somehow digging it out, then somehow popping up a kill. It'll be to the near side. Sims tips one short. She gets it down. What a play by Cooper Evans to keep it alive. The freshman with 2 fantastic passes to keep the ball alive on 2 tough digs. It'll be a kill for Sims on the play in the end as Reagan Yamauchi set her up, but the Cardinals will send one across with a 4-4 lead. Wallen goes far side as McKenna Schroeder tries to drop one down, and underneath the net goes Katie Franson driving to keep it alive, but can't quite get it into the air. And it's 5-4 now. Soda Springs sees the lead go back to the Aberdeen Tigers. 5-4 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard as Anderson sends one across. Ledbetter to Yamauchi to the near side. Ledbetter goes back line off of Anderson and into the Cardinals bleachers. Haley Ledbetter having a better match tonight than she's had in a while. 9 assists for Yamauchi to go with 2 kills for Letty. 5-5, your score sits 10 points in to set number 2. Cardinals lead 1-0 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard as Reagan Yamauchi serves one across. Dug towards the line at the 3-meter line. Wallen sets this one up for Schroeder, who powers one at the freshman Cooper Evans, and she can't get that one in the air. McKenna Schroeder strikes again for her 4th kill without any errors. It's 6-5. Cardinals back down by 1. The 2 sides not able to get more than 1 point ahead of the other now. Schroeder lines one over, dug towards the net, jousted for no. Yamauchi keeps live and is punched over by Franson. Into the middle, bump set to the far side, and a ball will be misplayed across the net on a perpendicular basis by Isabel Beck, who gets her 5th error, only 4 kills for her as well. It's 6-all on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard, and it sends Taylor Myers to the back line to serve for the Cards. She'll skip forward and lines one back row. Barajas towards the net to Wallen. She'll set one far side coming up. Beck through the block. Isabel Beck drops the hammer on another one. Wallen gets her 9th assist, and it's 7-6 now on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard with the Lady Tigers on top by 1. The 2 sides continue to trade points. Good volleyball being played now as well, as neither side giving the other any edge to work with. It'll once more be a chance for Barron to serve. Dug underneath the net and over somehow by Reagan Yamauchi. Played back across the net and tipped over by Patterson. Dug underneath the net. Lexi Patterson took the ball that sat on the net cords and was able to direct it to the far side of the court with the left hand. 7-7, the Cardinals back even on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. It'll move it back to Ledbetter to serve. From the right corner, she'll skip up and line one right to left. Dug high into the air. Just misses the ceiling to the far side. Isabel back row kill. Played on the far side. The Cardinals will be called for a lift, though, and that'll be Isabel Beck earning herself the kill. But she gets her 6th of the match. 8-7, and it sends Wallen to the back line to serve. Full service rotation. Neither side going on any runs yet. As Cedar Hopkins sets up Ledbetter. She'll line one into the net cords, and the Tigers take a 2-point advantage, finally getting a bit of breathing room. Cardinals had a 2-point edge at 3-1, but the Tigers have been able to get themselves their own 2-point edge now at 9-7. Wallen serves once again. High serve and short. Patterson to the net. Tipped across by Cedar Hopkins. Played far side. A scramble to get there, and unable to play the ball up off of Isabel Beck are the rest of the Tigers' offense. Isabel coming short on her pit attempt into the middle, but you can't blame her. That's one of those errors that's unfortunately called an error because she did everything she could. 9-8, a 1-point edge now for the Lady Tigers as the Cardinals look to even it up. Alexa Bartolome lines a serve back row. Schroeder pops it up high, pass to the far side, tipped into the net by Anderson, who couldn't get it over the cords, but it was a poor pass towards the net for her to try and play. All even once again at 9-all on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. as Alexa Bartlome again looks to serve. Walks into a serve, lines one back row. Dug over the net. Sims right there. Passes one to Yamauchi. She'll set it to Sims, who goes back line on the corner. Shitter could not get there in time, and Katie Sims gets her 5th kill of the match now, and Soda Springs ends up taking a 1-point edge, 10-9. Oh, how the Cardinals missed Katie Sims in their last match. It'll be Alexa Bartlome to serve once again. Steps into one, line drive short. Dug towards the net, though. Wallen with a clean pass, sets one up into the middle for Ponce, who tips one short. Sims with a pancake dig, sets up for Ledbetter to the back line in the corner. Schritter to Wallen. She'll set up to Isabel Beck. Hard hit, back line, too strong. They're going to say tipped at the net, though. And the score goes 10-10. As Isabel Beck from the far side, I believe it was Beck, comes up with the kill. 10-10 as she moves to the back line to serve. Line drive serve, short. Letty gets the pass into the air. It'll be set to the middle. Patterson tips one short, but Wallen's there. Pops it into the air, played over to the far side, and a free ball is two-hand tipped across the net. Yamauchi sets it to the middle. Patterson again goes back line, and a miscommunication between Beck and Barron. Watches Patterson get her 4th straight kill without an error, and Soda Springs able to get to an 11-10 lead. Patterson will earn herself the serve now, moving to the back row. Looking to serve right to left. Steps forward and lines one into the net herself, and the service error cost the Cardinals a point. First service error by Patterson, 4th in the match now for the Soda Springs Cards. 11-11 your score, and it moves Ponce back to the line once again to serve. She'll head one up and high to the back row. Bumped up by Sims. Yamauchi sets it near side. Franson into the net herself on a flat-footed kill attempt. Picks up her 3rd error. Katie Franson has been one of the Cardinals that has really been playing up to an extra level lately in their last 3 matches. And she could not get that one over, but she's given a gift by Destiny Ponce. She serves one into the net for the 4th service error for the Lady Tigers, and it's 12-12 now on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Neither team able to creep away as Katie Sims lines one up and over. Dug up by Ponce, back row. Wallen bump sets one towards the net, and a free ball played into the net by Barrett as she slaps the ball underneath. And back to the Cardinals side. Soda Springs goes up 13-12 halfway through set number 2 with the Cardinals up 1-0. Back to Sims to serve once again. High serve, short serve. Punts can't play it. It had backspin on it, and she could not adjust to the spin that was put on by Katie Sims, who picks up her 2nd ace of the match. Sims, one of the better servers for the Soda Springs Cardinals so far this year, as well as one of their better killers, 14-12. And Soda Springs up by 2, matching their biggest lead of the set. They've led by as many as 9 so far on the season. And Katie will again look to try and send one across. Sends one up and short. Misplayed in the back row again as that bounces into the cheerleaders. Katie Sims with back-to-back aces. Soda up by 3, 15-12. And the ball again sent back to the Cardinals as Barajas will check into the match. She was playing in the match for Gracie Valeriano. Ball served up and over. Dug up by Barajas. Played into the middle of the court, and a free ball sent over and across. Sims to Yamauchi. To Franson, back line, up into the air, off the ceiling, redirects it, and no one can get there as Katie Franson gets the kill with the assist to the ceiling once again. A 5-point run for the Cardinals. They lead 12-16 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Take a look at this set being brought to you by Bear Lake Drug. At Bear Lake Drug, they have everything you need to get better quick, and they carry durable medical equipment for purchase or rent. Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier wants you to call them at 208-847-1421. Fantastic match so far as the Cardinals look to try and even themselves at 2-2 on the season. The District 5 play with their only losses coming to Bear Lake, who right now sits at 2-1 on the season, and to Malad and the Dragons. So 2 teams that for Bear Lake is on the rise and playing very good volleyball right now, and to a team that has been the dominant force in District 5 for as long as any of these girls have been playing volleyball at the high school level. 16-12 your score. Cardinals still with the serve as it'll be Barajas, Schroeder, and Beck in the back line for the Lady Tigers. Their best line on the back line right now, Anderson and Barron playing the front row. Sims sends one across. Dug towards the line. Beck sends it to Wallen. She'll have a flat-footed attempt coming back line. Too strong off of the back line from Zoe Barron, who gets her 2nd error. Soda Springs goes up by 5, 17-12. Katie Sims can have another opportunity here. It's been 4 straight serves for her, and then she sends it into the net. That was her 5th straight serve, and it's an error, and she popped down to her hands and knees as soon as she hit it, and a frustrated grin on her face. 17-13, Card still up by 4, though. Working towards the latter half of set number 2. It'll be Anderson to serve. She lines it into the net. Shelby Anderson with her 2nd service error gives the Cardinals a gift, even though it's not Christmas, and Soda Springs watches the lead go back to 5, 18-13. And Reagan Yamauchi checks back in as Lexa Bartolome checks out, Cedar Hopkins checks in. Yamauchi serve across. Barajas gets it to Wallen. Far side, Schroeder stuffed at the net. Wallen gets it to Schroeder after a great dig, and the Cardinals will have to play it once again. Yamauchi to the near side. Sims, no, Ledbetter tips one across. Played back to the middle as Barajas sets up Wallen for a free ball just over. Cedar Hopkins to the net, and it can't play well as a kill is going to go on the play to Barron. Off the assist, or Wallen, off the assist by Barajas, who gets her first. Back to serve now is McKenna Schroeder. Pass into the air. Yamauchi somehow keeps it alive. As Cedar Hopkins frees one across, they're going to call a lift on Cedar Hopkins, though. That's her 3rd error. The freshman not having one of her better matches so far. 1 kill and 3 errors. She does have an assist to her credit. 18-15, though. The Card's still up by 3. Schroeder to serve. Lines one over. Yamauchi sets up Franson off the court, dug to the net, played back up again by Barron, and into the net by Isabel Beck. Fantastic scramble played by the Lady Tigers, and Soda Springs will look to try and continue to build on the lead, 19-15, as they get the ball back. Taylor Myers, libero for the Cardinals, wearing the bright red, skips up to line one across, dug towards the net, and tipped over the net and down as Lexi Patterson takes advantage once again of the too far pass and gets her 7th kill of the match, 5 straight without an error. 20-15, Soda Springs going on a run to try and close it out. Ball served over. It'll be Beck to Wallen to the near side, flending one high into the back line. On the back line, Barron gets the kill. Bailey Wallen, her 12th assist, matching Reagan Yamauchi in that category, and it's 20-16. The Soda Springs Cardinals back down to a 4-point edge. It'll be back to Barron to serve, left to right, standing in the left corner, as she will step into one and looks to serve one on the near side line. It'll be down the middle, diving to save it is Patterson. Dug towards the net, misplayed on the tip by Wallen, as she ends up getting called for lift. It wasn't going to get over the net anyways, and no one was there to play it. 21-16 now. Soda Springs back up by 5. Moves Haley Ledbetter to the back line to serve, as she will run herself up and a long ways from the back line, sends one across. Bumped into the air. Wallen sets one for Ponce, who frees one across high into the air. Yamauchi to Hopkins. She'll set it middle. Patterson goes back line, but Schroeder right there to play it to Wallen. She'll one-hand pop one up. Ponce frees one across. It'll be Ledbetter to Yamauchi. To the middle, Patterson goes back line cross court, dug up by Barajas as Wallen. Better set this time. Ponce overran it though. Back row, Letty gets it into the air. It'll be Yamauchi to Hopkins, who sends one free balling across. Tip more back up and forth between them before the Tigers play it well, and Ponce gets a chance for a back row attempt. Taylor Myers to Yamauchi, near side. Sims into the net. Katie Sims flashes one into the conch, and the Cardinals go to a 21-17 lead on the error by Katie Sims. Moves it back to Wallen to serve once again. High serve, back row. Yamauchi to Patterson, who sets one up for Sims. She'll spin one back line, but right there is Wallen. Bump set in the back row to give Beck a chance, and she frees one softly across as Patterson to Yamauchi. Just keeps alive. Lexi Patterson from an off-balance position frees one over, and a too-far shot goes from Bailey Wallen. She tried to pick on the back line, but couldn't quite keep it inside the red, and the Cardinals get a 5-point edge once again, 22-17. Gives the ball back to Alexa Bartolome in the back row. As the senior steps into a serve and lines one short. Dug into the air. Wallen sets one back row, and a double hit's going to be called on Wallen. She has not had a good night so far. 5 errors for the setter. That's a person that you really don't want to have any errors at all, but she has been picking them up, and a timeout is going to be taken by the Aberdeen Tigers, down by 6, 23-17 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard here in set number 2. This set being brought to you by Bear Lake Drug. At Bear Lake Drug, they have everything you need to get better quick, and they carry durable medical equipment for purchase or for rent. That's Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier. Call them at 208-847-1421 today. 23-17. Soda Springs doing it in a couple of different ways right now as well, but one of the biggest things they've been doing is, again, taking advantage of those mistakes. Their blocking game has gotten better. They've also been better at forcing the ball over to the Tigers, and they have not been allowing the Tigers to get some of those usual kills that they were getting in that first set. The digging match and the passing game has been much better for the Soda Springs Cardinals in set number 2, and that's why they've been able to get to that 6-point edge. Now, can you close it out strong, and can you carry that into set number 3? Cardinals will break out with Yamauchi, Sims, Patterson, Ledbetter, and Myers, with Bartolome back to serve once again. She's gone on a little run herself with 2 straight points for the Cardinals. She stands in the middle of the court, just off the basketball baseline. Tigers will line up 4 in the back line. Line drive serve. Misplayed in the back row. Schroeder tries to chase it down but can't get there. And Alexa Bartolome comes up with the ace to give her set point on the serve. Trying to ace it out or serve it out. 24-17 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Bartolome strides into it. Line drive, short. Dug towards the net, over the net, outside the lines. Back-to-back aces by Bartolome give the Cardinals a 25-17 win, and they look to try and close things out in set number 3. Coming up, looking for the sweep on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
This presentation of Caribou County Athletics is being brought to you by State Farm Insurance of Montpelier, Idaho. State Farm is here to help life go right. Call Scott at 208-847-0141 for personal service.
Get it to go at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace, Idaho. From pizza to potato wedges, from burritos to the jalapeno flavored corn dogs, from candy, clothing, car accessories, and fountain drinks, convenience is fun. And Patterson Quick Stop and Patterson Easy Way help to fill your needs conveniently. They have something for everyone: food, fuel, and fun at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace. Right here, right now.
Whether it's warm outside and you need an air conditioning system, or cold outside and you need a new natural gas furnace, Reed's Plumbing and Heating has what you need to keep your family comfortable, and there's never been a better time to convert to natural gas. With great service and expertise, Reed's is your all-weather friend in southeastern Idaho. Call us today, 208-547-4466, and we'll get right to work making your home comfortable and cozy. That's Reed's Plumbing and Heating at 208-547-4466. Natural gas, it's worth asking for.
Set number 3 coming your way as the Soda Springs Cardinals take set number 1, 26-24, and set number 2, 25-17. They've been really able to take advantage of a lot of mistakes made by the Aberdeen Tigers. The offense has been worrying for the Cardinals as they've been able to take advantage of passes too far over the net on serves, as well as on clean play in their own right back in that second set. They got a lot of aces to their record as well. 7 aces in the match so far, including 2 that Alexa Bartolome was able to use to close out set number 2. For the Cardinals, this third set is being brought to you by Bassett Building and Supply, and the opening serve of this third set will be brought to you by Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier. At Bear Lake Drug, they're the small-town pharmacy that gives you world-class service. Call them at 208-847-1421 today. With 46 seconds to go, the Aberdeen Tigers backs against the wall. Soda Springs was in this similar position last night when they were taking on the Lady Bears from Bear Lake, who, by the way, also beat this Aberdeen team in 4 sets. And Soda Springs will be looking to try and finish that out and close things to their own right. And try and bounce back in a way that gives them momentum into tomorrow night, by the way, where they have one of the biggest matches of the year for the Cardinals. Not only is it senior night, but also it is going to end up being a night when they can try and knock off the Malad Dragons on their home court. So it'll be the Tigers with the opening serve. Everything set and ready to go as Wallen will send one up and across. It'll be Sims to Yamauchi, setting one for Patterson. Backline try off of the rafters. Wallen adjusts well, and Schritter just frees one across to the back row. Yamauchi to Hopkins. into the middle, and it's going to be a free ball coming from Sims. Again, McKenna Schroeder gets to the ball first. Wallen to the near side, hits it into the net, and that is a mistake made by Kavahi Beck as she couldn't hit it well. I think she mistimed her run-up and did not know how to adjust to that one, and it makes it a 1-0 game now as it goes back to Haley Ledbetter to serve. Cardinals up by 1 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. She'll skip forward and lines one short. Dug towards the net. Wallen able to get there, though, and sets one up for Ponce, who tips one across, and in front of 3 Cardinals. Yamauchi overruns it, and Myers and Letty end up watching it bounce in front of them as Destiny Ponce gets the kill on another assist by Bailey Wallen. 1-1 your score on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard, and a line drive serve short but popped into the air. Hopkins tips one up and over. Ponce with a pass into the middle, set to the near side, and McKenna Schroeder tries to drop one down, but Myers there to play it in the air. Yamauchi to the far side. Sims goes back line, but too strong. Katie Sims with her 4th error, back-to-back in fact, and it's a 2-1 lead now for the Aberdeen Tigers. They need a win in set number 3 as they're down 2-0. Goes back to Kavahi Beck, and she'll line one up and serve one over. Dug towards the net, popped back down. Ponce comes up with a no-kill of her own, and that's her 3rd kill. The Aberdeen Tigers have been able to tally a lot of kills on this match. They've been in most of these sets so far, but have never been able to close anything out. 3-1 now, and it moves back again to Kavahi to serve. Popped into the air by Sims, pass to Hopkins, steps up Sims once again, and it's hit to the near side as Schroeder plays this one towards the net. Tipped up and across, and a lift is going to be called on Wallen once again. 6 errors now on Bailey Wallen. 1 behind Isabel Beck for the lead. 13 between those two alone, add another 7, and it's 20 total hitting errors for the Aberdeen Tigers. 3-2, the Cardinals down by 1 as Kaylin Lewis will give them the ball back, serves it into the net, and picks up her 2nd service error of the match. Cardinals now with 6 service errors here in the early part of the 3rd set. 4-2, and it goes back to Destiny Ponce to serve. High serve, short serve, played into the middle. It'll be Yamauchi setting it middle for Sims, who drops one short, tipped at the net. Reagan, though, is able to set her up well for a chance to hit it hard and through the block. 4-3, back to a 1-point edge for the Lady Tigers, but the Cardinals with the ball to serve as they will move. I believe Cooper Evans will be the server now for the Soda Springs Cardinals. She moves into the back line, and the freshman will get an opportunity for her first serve of the game. Sends one over, hard serve to the far side. It's an ace. Cooper Evans contributes with the ace in the back row. 4-4 the Cardinals, back even with the Aberdeen Tigers. And Coop will get another chance to go back and serve once again. Steps forward and lines one back row, played towards the net. Schroeder gets it to Wallen, set for Schroeder for a back row attempt. Off of the courts, played into the air. Yamauchi scrambles, and Ledbetter frees one across. Wallen to Anderson. She'll set this one middle, and a free ball sent back row, but Ledbetter right there to play it to Yamauchi. She goes far side. Sims backline attempt, too strong off of the back row. And Soda Springs goes back down by 1, 5-4. Chasing the ball down on the far side is Melanie Beck, the head coach of the Aberdeen Tigers. Goes back to Anderson once again to serve. So she'll stride into one, and a high serve is sent short. Evans to Yamauchi. She sets it far side for Franson. Tips one to the far side corner, but played by Ponce. Wallen comes near side. It'll be Schroeder. Backline dug towards the net and tipped over and across by Franson. They're going to say into the net, though, went Barron, and she gets her 2nd net violation of the game. 5-5, the Cardinals get back even. As Melanie Beck has a question, the referee gives her the answer, and the Cardinals will serve with Katie Sims sending a line drive. Good dig up into the air by Anderson, passed into the middle, and it'll be stuffed by Barron, tipped over, and Barron gets another chance as Franson got to the ball. Diving save by Sims on the free ball, and it'll be Ledbetter to go backline herself. Barajas gets it to Wallen, near side Schroeder, hits the ball into the net, and Soda Springs comes up with another point on the mistake made by McKenna Schroeder. That's her 1st error. She's only gotten 4 kills, though. A very quiet night for one of the leading hitters for the Tigers. Ball served over again. Ponce spins one into the air, sent to the middle, and Barron frees one across. Franson to Yamauchi. Sets one far side as Ledbetter hits one short. Can find the hardwood. 2 hits before it dropped down, but Haley Ledbetter gets her 3rd kill. Yamauchi a 14th assist, and it's 7-5, up to a 2-point lead for the Cardinals, and Katie Sims will look to keep the run going. has been one of the better servers for the Cardinals tonight. Lines one over to the far side. Barajas can't play it to the middle, but Wallen able to get over there to the far side, and it's free to cross to the middle of the court for the Cardinals. Kaylin Lewis to Yamauchi. She'll set it middle. Tipped over the block by Franson and got the block to overcommit. Katie gets her 4th kill of the match. Soda Springs goes up by 3 now, 8-5. And that'll see Kavahi Beck check out for Isabel Beck. She'll move into the back row. She'll be playing on the front line as Sims will again line to serve. Lets one over. It'll be Isabel Beck. Clean pass. Wallen sets it near side. Schroeder goes back line, catches the line. And McKenna Schroeder said, I have enough of that. And I'm going to take control, get myself my 5th kill. She's been quiet, as I said, but not necessarily because she hasn't gotten the ball, but it just hasn't been set to her too much and opportunities for clean kills. She'll line one over once again. Ledbetter to Yamauchi. Sets it middle. Franson tries to go back corner off Barajas. Katie Franson catching a hot streak. She's got 3 straight kills. 9-6. The Cardinals up by 3 now. And it'll be Cedar Hopkins to check back in for Kaylin Lewis on the front row. Franson and Hopkins on the front row with Ledbetter as Reagan Yamauchi moves to the back line to serve. Line drive serve. Dug by Barajas. It'll be Wallen to the near side. Coming up this time, Isabel Beck stuffed at the net. Katie Franson with 2 blocks. She's coming alive in the 3rd set. 10-6, the Cardinals up by 4. Katie Franson's been one of the unsung heroes for the Cardinals in the last 3 matches, and she's coming up big once again here late in this match. It'll be Wallen to set one far side. Barron just frees one across. Cardinals scramble to get to the ball, and a free ball from Yamauchi goes across. Played by Wallen into the middle. Barron tries to hit one back row, but Sims gets it into the air. Yamauchi sets it to Hopkins, and a double hit's going to be called on Reagan Yamauchi, her 1st error, and it gives the Aberdeen Tigers a point and a chance to climb back in. Down 7-10 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard, and Barron can't use that to the advantage as she picks up her 1st service error. A soft serve trying to drop it short, and it can't make it over the court. It's the top of the tape and rolls down. Gives the ball back over to Taylor Myers to serve now. She'll line one back line. Dug too far over the net, and the Cardinals can't play it well, and Zoe Barron on the misplayed pass will end up seeing it go back as a point and a kill, and the Cardinals go down by get their lead trim back to 3. Wallen back to serve. 2nd chance for her in the full rotation. Sends one over. Dug towards the net. Yamauchi sets it far side. Patterson tips one short off of Wallen and down. Lexi Patterson with her 6th straight kill. She's been on fire late in this one. 8 kills for the Cardinals senior middle, and it's a 12-8 lead for the Soda Springs Cardinals on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. And set number 3 being brought to you by Bassett Building and Supply. Ledbetter goes back to serve once again. She'll fire one over. Line drive. Paid into the air. Schroeder to Wallen to the near side. Coming up and hitting it into the net is Shelby Anderson. She hit it down instead of over. 13-8. The Cardinals up by 5 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Ledbetter gets an opportunity to serve again. 2nd straight, runs up, lines one back row, 2 strong off of the back line. Haley picks up her 2nd service there. She has been playing better tonight, though, starting to find that rhythm again, as the Cardinals have really been looking to try and get her back to her normal self. 13-9, 4-point edge. Ledbetter towards the net, tipped at the net, jousted for, won by Hopkins, but played well by the Tigers, and a high free ball sent to Ledbetter. Yamauchi goes far side. Sims comes cross court inside the line. Katie Sims pulls out the sniper rifle, drops a dime on the back row. 14-9, and the Cardinals will go back up by 5. Bria Skinner checks back into the match for Soda Springs now. The senior, first opportunity for her tonight. Checks into the middle. She will line one over to the far side, dug into the middle. Played by Beck. Wallen comes near side. It'll be hit over by Schroeder. Dug by Ledbetter. Yamauchi sets this one far side. Sims tips one soft. Wallen towards the net. Tipped across and back row. Ledbetter to Yamauchi, who sends one up over the net. And into the net she goes as Yamauchi picks up the error. And Cardinals offense cannot come up with a point. 14-10. As back into the match will go Kaylin Lewis. Bria Skinner moves to the back row. And it'll send Ponce back to serve for the Lady Tigers. Patterson to Yamauchi, finds Sims, backline dug off of Ponce and out into the bleachers. Lexi Patterson destroying a volleyball there. Make sure that one's not going flat after she powered that one down. Another timeout taken by the Aberdeen Tigers. They trail 15-10 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard here in set number 3, being brought to you by Bassett Building and Supply. At Bassett Building and Supply in Soda Springs, they provide a wide variety of building supplies, including lumber, paint, hardwood, and much more. Call them today at 208-547-3804. Go get them, Lady Cardinals. 15-10. As the Aberdeen Tigers look to climb their way back in to this match. Be sure to stick around for the post-game show. As we're going to give you your setter of the game and blocker of the game. It's like a tie. As the Cardinals will look to try and close this one out in 3 sets. And they're on their way to doing that. 15-10 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. They lead. Cooper Evans will move back to serve. And the freshman will line one back row. Dug up by Ponce. It'll be set by Wallen to the near side. McKenna Schritter tipped at the net. As Ledbetter gets it to Yamauchi. And Letty goes back line herself, and stepping in front of Isabel Beck is Wallen. Ledbetter with the back row kill gets her 4th of the match. Another assist to Reagan Yamauchi at 16-10. Soda Springs continuing to work on that lead. And again, it'll go back to Cooper Evans to serve. Takes a breath and winds one up into the back line. Off Barajas in the ace to Cooper Evans for his 2nd of the set. Soda Springs up 17-10. Starting to really pull away here against the Aberdeen Tigers. Looking to be one of 2 teams that has swept the Tigers this year so far, as the only other one has been the Malad Dragons. Evans to the back row. Beck plays this one to Wallen. To the near side, Schritter. Back row, Ledbetter plays it high into the air. Yamauchi to the far side. Sims hit at the net and blocked. Dug towards the net, but they're going to say 4 hits on the Cardinals, and they're going to give Katie Sims another hitting error as she couldn't get that one high enough. An unfortunate turn of events for the Cardinals there, but they still lead by 6. And it'll be Anderson back to serve as Shelby moves to the back line. Bounces the ball a few times before stepping into a serve that's sent to the near side. Evans, beautiful pass to Yamauchi. Quick set, tipped over the net by Sims. Dug back to the Cardinal side. Yamauchi sets up Franson through the block. Towards the net it goes as Wallen sets it near side for Schritter. She pops one back row. Dug up by Ledbetter. Yamauchi sets up Franson again. She goes back corner on the left side. Katie Franson with another kill. She's got 6. And is 4 straight without a kill, or without an error. 18-11, a 7-point edge for the Soda Springs Cardinals on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard, and they'll give it back to Katie Sims to try and go on another run. The sophomore fires away and lines one just over the cords and down. Her 4th ace of the match now, and you'd rather be lucky than good sometimes, and she's gotten lucky twice. Clips the cords and rolls one in front, an 8-point edge for the Cardinals. Sims will once again prepare to serve, lines one into the net this time, tried to repeat the act and couldn't do it. It's an A&E error. 19-12. And McKenna Schritter send one across. Ledbetter gets it to Yamauchi, sets middle. Franson goes back line. That is on the line outside of the reach of Barajas. Katie Franson gets her 5th straight kill now, and Soda Springs goes back up by 8. 20-12 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard, and it gives Reagan Yamauchi an opportunity in the back row. Kaylin Lewis checks out. Hopkins back in as Reagan lines a serve back row in front of Barajas, and Reagan comes up with the ace. Soda Springs having a party at the expense of the Aberdeen Tigers from their service game, and the Aberdeen Tigers forgot to bring the item in this potluck dinner. Cardinals send one across once again. It'll be another chance for Wallen as she sets up Barrett, who sends one across. Sims to Yamauchi, middle for Franson. Into the net goes Katie, and that ends a run of 5 straight without an error. That is her 4th error of the night. 21-13 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard as Barrett goes back to serve. Long serve back row. Sims to Yamauchi, sets this one far side for Hopkins. Into the net it goes, and Cedar Hopkins picks up her 4th error, and Soda Springs sees it go to a 7-point match. 4 points away from closing it out, though, as Barron again serves one across. Yamauchi, chance to set at the net, sets it over, rolls along the net, but played well by Beck. Wallen sets Beck up on the near side, stuffed at the net, but on the Cardinals side as it gets trapped in between Franson and the net. It goes to a 21-15 score now. The Aberdeen Tigers climbing back in slowly on a slow run. It'll be another serve. Barron to Ledbetter. Yamauchi sets it middle, and Haley goes back line, and McKenna Schritter gets it to Wallen. She'll set up Beck. Back line, off of the back line, just a hair off the back line. Isabel Beck gets another error to her credit. 22-15, the Cards up by 7. Yamauchi goes back to serve, Myers goes back to serve, and a timeout taken by the Aberdeen Tigers. They want to talk things over. This is their final timeout, down by 7, 22-15 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Remind you, our set is being brought to you by Bassett Building and Supply. At Bassett Building and Supply in Soda Springs, they provide a wide variety of building supplies, including lumber, paint, hardware, and much more. Call them today at 208-547-3804. Go get them, Lady Cards. Your block of the game, by the way, will also be being brought to you by Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier, where they have all of your prescription needs. While you're there, you can visit their gift shop for the perfect surprise for that special someone. That's Bear Lake Drug, the small-town pharmacy that gives you world-class service. 22-15 your score on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. The Cardinals playing well. Still not their best match that I think they can play, as some of their lead characters have not had the best nights, but Katie Franson and Lexi Patterson really leading the way. Reagan Yamauchi, 22 assists on the night. Katie Sims has had a 7-kill night, but has also been littered with 6 errors on the night as well. 22-15, it'll be back to Taylor Myers to serve, 3 points away from closing out the match. She'll run herself forward and lines one across. Barajas to Wallen. Sets it to the near side. Isabel Beck frees one cross court. Right there, Ledbetter. Yamauchi bump sets for Patterson, and she'll flip one across the court as well. Barajas gets this one into the middle, and it's going to be punched down by Ponce, but kept alive. Yamauchi with a one-hand save, but nobody there to respond, and it drops to the Cardinals side of the court. Not sure you can record an error to anybody on that one, as it goes 22-16, and the serve back over to the Lady Tigers. Cardinals in are in a very good position right now, as Wallen serves it over. Ledbetter to Yamauchi. Patterson tries to drop one down, dug up into the air and hit into the net by Anderson. Instead of trying to set it to somebody else, she went for the kill herself, trying to go cross court, and ends up hitting it into the net, and the Cardinals are 2 points away from a sweep. After battling with this team to 5 sets twice last year, Cardinals looking like they are on a way to a sweep as they lead 23-16, and the free ball comes to their side. Patterson to Yamauchi. She'll set Sims on the far side. Back row, too strong by Katie Sims, as she gets her 7th error to go with her 7 kills. 6-point advantage. And Isabel Beck once more goes to the back line to serve. Lines one short. Yamauchi to Hopkins. Sims sets one softly back row. It'll be Wallen to the near side coming up. Schritter blocked at the net by Patterson, tipped over by Hopkins. Played up into the air by Wallen again. Good set for Schritter. Goes cross court, but right there's Myers. Yamauchi goes into the hands of Patterson, who pounds one into the net. And Lexi picks up her 3rd error after 7 straight kills. She's got 9 kills on the night. 23-18. And going back to serve this time will be Isabel Beck, one of the 6 seniors on the Aberdeen side. Lines one short. Played into the air by Sims. Cedar Hopkins gets it to Yamauchi to free one across. Live to fight another day for the Cardinals as Anderson sets one up for Ponce. Back row. Myers to Yamauchi. Finds Sims. She pounds one into the block, but stuffed at the net by Destiny Ponce, denying the Cardinals hard at the net, and that is her 2nd. 23-19. Tigers still with life and still showing that life as it goes back to Isabel Beck to serve again. Looking to continue the run. Back row. Yamauchi to Hopkins. High into the air for Patterson. Goes back row, back corner. Beck can't pop it up. And then it's going to be 4 hits on the Lady Tigers. Couldn't quite get it over as Isabel Beck got into the air, went off Ponce on the front row, and Beck couldn't punch it up into the air. 24-19 as Coach Melanie Beck asks for a timeout. Does not have any left. And it goes back to Bria Skinner to serve once again as the senior looks to try and Line one over. Back row too strong, and she sets that one over the cords. And the Cardinals will look to the Tigers in their last opportunity. It'll be Kaylin Lewis to check back into the match. And Destiny Ponce will look to try and get 4 points for the Tigers on this service run. High serve, played by Patterson. Yamauchi long run, plays it back in, and it's going to be Ledbetter free balling one across. Over to Anderson. She'll set one towards the net. Too far, and none able to get it over is Barron. And the Soda Springs Cardinals take it 25-20 in set number 3 to close out the Aberdeen Tigers in 3 straight sets as they sweep the Tigers C team, JV, and varsity, all of them taking them in straight sets as the Cardinals look to continue their great season, moving to 9-3 on the year. We'll take a break, wrap things up with your final stat recap on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
This presentation of Caribou County Sports is being brought to you by Arctic Circle. After the game, be sure to grab dessert at Arctic Circle, where they have above-the-rim shakes and malts, as well as the best soft serve cones in town.
If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for.
When the time comes, you'll want true compassion balanced with clinical care for your mom or dad, grandma or grandpa. Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs provides a warm, caring, and secure environment for individuals who need medication assistance, healthy meals, and assistance with daily activities. You can help by introducing them to our Assisted Living Center. Come on in for a tour and consultation. Find out about our monthly move-in specials and respite visits. Furnished suites are available. Call 208-547-0257. The Edgewood Assisted Living Center, Soda Springs, Idaho, a place to call home.
This broadcast of high school sports is being made possible by the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho, serving Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming.
Get it to go at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace, Idaho. From pizza to potato wedges, from burritos to the jalapeno flavored corn dogs, from candy, clothing, car accessories, and fountain drinks, convenience is fun. And Patterson Quick Stop and Patterson Easy Way help to fill your needs conveniently. They have something for everyone: food, fuel, and fun at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs and Patterson Easy Way in Grace. Right here, right now.
Imagine a mining company that respects the quality of the environment and health of natural ecosystems. At Monsanto, we don't begin mining unless we can ensure every safeguard is in place to respect the environment. And if they're not, then we don't mine. Simple as that. That's why we take steps before, during, and after mining to reach our goal of leaving the land even better than we found it. Monsanto. Imagine.
Here's a look at some of your Lalaton's food specials for the week of September 22nd through the 28th. And we start off in the meat department, where you can grab 85% lean, 15% fat ground beef for $2.99 a pound. They also have sirloin chops for $1.49 a pound. If you're looking for eggs for breakfast or for any meal, Western Family 5 dozen packs of large AA eggs, $4.49. Over in the produce department, small Honeycrisp apples are $1.88 a pound. Those are just some of your Lalaton's food specials in Soda Springs.
Hi, I'm Todd Hunziker. Most dealers focus on the experience you have just a few moments that you're in their store. At Hunziker Ford, we want to keep you happy forever, and to prove it, we offer warranty forever at no cost to you. So here's the deal. All you have to do is follow the maintenance schedule on virtually anything you buy from us, and the expensive powertrain components are covered forever. That's Todd Hunziker Ford, just east of Lava Hot Springs on Highway 30. It's just that simple.
How'd I do?
You'll get better. Tim can't wait to be a real driver. But for now, he's king of the online track thanks to Silver Star Communications high-speed internet. Reliable, consistent speeds give him the edge against players anywhere, even the other end of the couch.
Whoa.
You'll get better.
Visit silverstar.com to learn more.
Welcome back out once again to the home of the Soda Springs Cardinals as they take down the Aberdeen Tigers, the student body, with the fight song being sung on the far side of the court right now. Final scores, this one 26-24, 25-17, 25-20. The Soda Springs Cardinals able to cruise their way to a victory in 3 sets over the Aberdeen Tigers. Only the second team to sweep the Tigers in District 5 play this year after the West Side Pirates went 5 sets with them, and the Soda Springs Cardinals ended up the Bear Lake Bears beat them in 4 sets. Aberdeen drops to 0-5 on the season in District 5 play, though, as they have a lot of ground left to make up if they want to get themselves into a chance at the District 5 tournament away from that number 5 seed, which takes on the number 1 seed. But right now it looks like they are moving on to that rope. As for your post-game awards, your setter of the game, brought to you by Stoddard Farms in Grace, where Stoddard Farms is reminding you that September means potato time. If you're not sure if you need russets, reds, or Yukons, you can visit their website at stoddardfarms.com and follow the link to learn which variety is best for your needs. That's got to go to Reagan Yamauchi, 22 assists on the night, only 2 errors. She had a fantastic game, was really able to find Katie Franson and Lexi Patterson, who both had the hot hands. Katie Franson with 7 kills, Lexi with 9 kills, only 7 errors between the two of them. As far as your blocker of the game, brought to you by Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier, where all of your prescription needs can be found. You can visit their gift shop for the perfect surprise for that special someone at Bear Lake Drug, the small-town pharmacy that gives you world-class service. A world-class blocking night by Lexi Patterson, back to her old self, 4 blocks on the night. She combined a couple of times with Cedar Hopkins as well, and she ends up getting your blocker of the game, brought to you by Bear Lake Drug. Other stats in this one, 23 total kills for the Aberdeen Tigers. They were led by Isabel Beck with 8. She also had 8 errors on the night. McKenna Schroeder with 5 kills and 1 error. 3 kills for Zoe Barron, 2 kills apiece for Bailey Wallen and Shelby Anderson, and Destiny Ponce had 3 kills as well. 14 assists for Bailey Wallen. 1 ace in the match. That came from Zoe Barron all the way back in the second set. 6 service errors, so not a bad service night. They got the ball in, but not much tough serving. 3 blocks on the night and 2 net violations. Both of those belong to Zoe Barron as Aberdeen drops again to 0-5 on the night. As far as the Soda Springs Cardinals are concerned, it was Lexi Patterson leading the way with 9 kills, as she only had 3 errors to go with those. A fantastic game for her. Katie Sims with 7 kills to go with Katie Franson, although Katie ended up with 7 errors to go with her 7 kills. Katie Franson with 7 kills and 4 errors. 4 kills for Haley Ledbetter, 1 kill for Cedar Hopkins. 22 assists for Reagan Yamauchi, as she led the team there. 1 assist for Cedar Hopkins on the night. The Cardinals with 28 total kills, 23 assists, but they were able to take advantage of some passes that went too far in that first set. Service game, 11 aces for the Cardinals, 4 of those from Katie Sims. They did have 9 service errors, still something that they're looking to try and improve on throughout this season, as the errors have definitely been something that haunts them. 3 in a set is something you never want to live with. And 7 total blocks in the game for the Cardinals as well. That's your wrap-up on the stats. We're going to take one more break. When we come back, we'll look at our sports update. JC Young from the Soda Springs cheerleading team will be joining us on your post-game show on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
When the time comes, you'll want true compassion balanced with clinical care for your mom or dad, grandma or grandpa. Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs provides a warm, caring, and secure environment for individuals who need medication assistance, healthy meals, and assistance with daily activities. You can help by introducing them to our Assisted Living Center. Come on in for a tour and consultation. Find out about our monthly move-in specials and respite visits. Furnished suites are available. Call 208-547-0257. The Edgewood Assisted Living Center, Soda Springs, Idaho, a place to call home.
Hi, I'm Todd Hunziker. Most dealers focus on the experience you have just a few moments that you're in their store. At Hunziker Ford, we want to keep you happy forever, and to prove it, we offer warranty forever at no cost to you. So here's the deal. All you have to do is follow the maintenance schedule on virtually anything you buy from us, and the expensive powertrain components are covered forever. That's Todd Hunziker Ford, just east of Lava Hot Springs on Highway 30. It's just that simple.
If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for. Whether it's warm outside and you need an air conditioning system, or cold outside and you need a new natural gas furnace, Reed's Plumbing and Heating has what you need to keep your family comfortable, and there's never been a better time to convert to natural gas. With great service and expertise, Reed's is your all-weather friend in southeastern Idaho. Call us today, 208-547-4466, and we'll get right to work making your home comfortable and cozy. That's Reed's Plumbing and Heating at 208-547-4466. Natural gas, it's worth asking for.
Caleb Burgraff joined here with JC Young from the Soda Springs cheer team. And JC, maybe one of the biggest weeks of the year for you guys is just wrapped up homecoming week. What were your thoughts on how it went this year for the cheerleaders and for the school?
Homecoming week for me especially was very successful, and for our cheer team we had a lot of fun things planned for the different teams and different activities and stuff that we did together that kind of helped to make our team stronger and also influence the other teams to come together, and leading that into our whole school coming together to support each other throughout the week.
One of the big things for homecoming, well, there were two big things that I noticed. The first one was for the volleyball game, a huge crowd on Thursday night. What was that like for you guys to be able to lead the student section and kind of that competition back and forth against Bear Lake?
That was a really fun experience for not only the cheerleaders, but I think the whole student body, just because we were able to cheer for our team, but also work together in doing so and trying to help our team do their best while they were out there playing.
After that, Friday night was another tough night. Rain for you guys. How do you cheer through a game like that where the weather isn't necessarily something you want to be out there in?
Weather is definitely something that has an effect on how we cheer, but it doesn't necessarily have an effect on the way we cheer. I think that cheering in the way that we do it depends on ourselves and each other and how we work together, and just us basically wanting to cheer our teams on and help them to succeed.
When you think about this week, now that the homecoming preparations are wrapped up, you guys are focusing now on senior nights, districts coming up for teams. What's it like to kind of take a step down from the craziness and the hectic times that go on during homecoming?
Well, we definitely have taken a few steps back for this week, but we do have senior night volleyball and senior night football and for cross country and stuff coming up, so we're definitely doing little things to prepare for that. We can't really take too big of a break because basketball seasons are just around the corner, and we need to be prepared for those things as well.
Of course, cheerleading is not just about supporting the other teams. You guys have your own competitions you're getting prepared for as well. What are some of the things that you've been working on in the last couple of weeks for those?
Not necessarily just in the last couple of weeks, but throughout the beginning of our season, we've been working a lot on our angles and jumps and kicks and all the little things that we need to be able to do well and succeed in competition. But we've also worked on our team bond or our sisterhood and the family that we've created with each other. And I think that that's something that's going to be very important for us to have for our competition season, so we will be able to do well, not only in a couple routines, but overall as a whole, and be happy with what we've done.
You guys have a huge team this year as far as for a 2A school. How much does that help when you're preparing for a district competition or for state competition?
That's definitely something that's very well for us. We are able to do a lot of the things that we haven't been able to do in the past, and I think that, well, you hear the phrase strength in numbers, and that's something that we definitely have. We have the numbers, and we have strong girls with that, so that's nice that we have each other to work together and fall back on.
Thank you so much again for the time, and good luck as you continue to prepare for the year.
Thank you.
That was junior JC Young from the Soda Springs cheerleading team. As they are continuing to help out people, they're preparing for a senior night tomorrow night here at Soda Springs High School, as they will be looking to try and get these seniors out on a winning note as well as on a positive note. We will be here as well, again, broadcasting live from your home for Cardinal Athletics. As we wrap things up here, time to take a look at what's coming up next for us. We are going to be on the air tomorrow night again, as we will be broadcasting you that senior night matchup. 6:40, the scheduled pregame show. Senior night festivities will be going on the court, and with 5 seniors, we'll expect a long presentation there. And with that, we will go on to football on Friday night when Soda Springs will be traveling to Malad, a 6:30 kickoff and a 7 o'clock opening kick between the Cardinals and the Malad Dragons. A big chance for the Cardinals to come away with a victory. They're still looking for their first on the season. After that, on Saturday, it's going to be a full day of volleyball as we are going to be traveling to Malad. The Malad tournament is going to be seeing the Cardinals taking on Westside, Marsh Valley, and Nampa Christian. Not in that order, but starting at 8 o'clock in the morning, and a full day of volleyball will be coming your way. We will be on air at 8 o'clock. A 7:40 pregame show is scheduled as well. Thanks again for tuning into the Cardinal postgame show. The proceeding has been a sports production and sports broadcast of Old West Media Incorporated and Cook Brothers Broadcasting. No portion of this production can be used or rebroadcast without express written consent of Old West Media Incorporated. Once again, our final score on today's Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard, 3-0. The Cardinals come away with a victory, taking down the Aberdeen Tigers 26-24, 25-17, and 25-20 in 3 straight sets. Tonight's executive producer is Val Cook. I'd also like to thank our sales team of Julie Burley and Kim Miller, office manager Kayleen Anderson, and general photographer Warren Cook, who was here as well, was doing a great job in keeping you posted as to what is going on with photographs at these school events. Also, we want to thank you and our fine sponsors as well. Until our next broadcast tomorrow night, let's go Cardinals, let's go Caribou County.
Another game is in the books, and we would like to thank you for tuning in and supporting Caribou County Volleyball on KBRV 800 The Bear. This broadcast has been brought to you by
Monsanto, Hunsaker Ford, Silver Star Communications, and by MyLocalRadio.com.
Be sure to visit MyLocalRadio.com for archived versions of this and other games, as well as updates and interviews with local teams throughout the school year. And don't forget to join us for our next broadcast of Caribou County Volleyball on KBRV The Bear and online with live video streaming at MyLocalRadio.com.